Hello, today I'm going to be giving you an update on my garden and where I want my garden to go. What plans that I have for my garden. Well, my garden is divided up into 3 areas. As you can see, there's the light grey at the top, then there's that rosy pink, and then there's a yellow, which is the entertainment area. Now, the entertainment area is just outside my back door. Now, the entertainment area has got drainage running in it for all the water runoff and everything else, and it's all hard landscape. It's in poor condition, but it is hard landscaped, and I'm going to be leaving that as an entertainment area, and it'll be the very last thing that I do. And when I fix it up, I'll fix it up properly. Now, the vegetable garden, that is complete as you've seen in the last episodes. And there I've got a lot of thanks to give to people like Clairesallotment, who advise me to tie down my greenhouse real tight because of the winds that follow and all the buffeting that'll happen and can do a lot of damage. And then, of course, she's given valuable insight on how to plant vegetables, a real expert. And then there's other people like the Horticultural Channel, who's full with good ideas of how to plant, and he's really a font of knowledge. And then there's people like UK Here We Grow. Now, I will be putting the subs down below this in my description if you want to go to these channels, because, you know, people like UK Here We Grow have given me a tremendous amount of insight, because while I've got a lot of knowledge, I don't have a lot of experience, and these people are full of knowledge and full of experience, all 3 of these sites. And so, you know, UK Here Grow gave me a lot of advice on how to plant bushes and stuff like this, which is going to become very, very important in my food forest area. So, having said that, the vegetable garden is now complete. All I have to do is carry on growing, and I certainly will be looking at a lot of other sites for valuable tips on how to do them, as long as they're organic and they don't use pesticides and stuff like that, because I don't want to use pesticides in my garden. Now, when I did the design of the food forest. Now, let me tell you what a food forest is. Some people have heard of it and some people have not. A food forest tries to mimic nature. Now, it's done along the edges of the forest where there's the most abundant life. And it tries to mimic nature in so much as, well, let me show you how I've designed it. I've taken, first I did a piece of paper like this, and I cut these little circles out. This would be a tree, and, you know, these other ones here would be bushes and stuff like this. And then the size is to scale, and it's to replicate the canopy of the tree, so that you can put them out so you can get decent amount of spacing. Now, each one of these circles represents a guild. Now, what a guild is, you know, a tree guild. So, for example, my one tree will be an apple, and the apple goes with a whole lot of other companion plants. So it'll be an apple guild, and there I will be able to plant an apple tree with a whole lot of other beneficial stuff underneath it that go with the apple, that use the apple tree maybe to a structure to climb on, or that pumps nitrogen or whatever into the ground that is beneficial to the apple tree, so they coexist quite happily like they do in nature. Now, this was quite hard to follow, so I took it into Photoshop and I emboldened it like you see over here. Now, in this design, you'll see that there's the 4 light green gills. Those are my fruit tree gills. And then there's the darker green, which are my berries and my shrubs and my currants and stuff like that, and even the comfrey trees that I will be planting. And that goes up to make the other space. And then there's the blue, is the pond. Now, the pond will be quite a deep pond because I want to have fish in it, and I want to put, you know, and that will also be like a guild on its own, where it'll have plants that will help take out the ammonia out of the water and stuff like this, and keep the water clear, so that keeps the water really healthy for the fish to be inside. And then you can see the brown, which is the pathway. Now, the pathway meanders because I'm going to be trying to plant it that you can't just look straight through the forest. I don't know how it'll turn out like that, but we'll have a look. And of course, each one of the trees will be in raised sort of beds, so they don't get saturated with water, because they don't like too much water. And I've got quite a heavy soil, a good rich loamy soil, but quite a heavy soil. And, quite clay. So it's important just to put the trees slightly up. Now, having said that, if you take my plan and you lay it into my garden, then it'll look something like this. Now, obviously the vegetables are finished, so we can take the vegetables out. And then it'll look like this. Now, that's what my food forest is going to be like. Now, there's an enormous amount of work that I still have to do to achieve a state where I can be ready for planting. Now, the first thing I have to do is remove the rockery. Now, that's quite a large rockery. It's probably about 4.5 meters long by about 2 meters wide, maybe a little wider. And there's a lot of stones and that to remove from there. And then there's about 5 different trees. I've indicated about 3 there, but trees and bushes. Now, these trees and bushes grew from anywhere from about 2 meters to about 3.5 meters. So they have some really heavy roots. They're very, very well established. Then so I have to be able to dig out those roots and remove them. And then I've got this concrete path all the way along here. Now, this area is solid concrete. It's about 2 inches thick. That's my guess, where I can see it on the edges. And now that I have to get a concrete breaker, and I have to break up all that concrete because I can't plant trees on top of concrete. And I will be wanting trees to get pretty close to that concrete. So I want to break it all up and remove it and take it to, take it bucket load by bucket load through into my car and into the tip. And then I've got the pond area to dig out. Now, in the pond area, there's some bamboo that's growing absolutely rampant all over the place. In fact, my neighbour's even had a problem, and he's had to protect against it, and it's gone under my concrete paths, and it's emerging elsewhere. So I have to pay particular attention to getting the bamboo out. So once I've got that, then my garden will be somewhere near ready for planting. So this is where I am at the moment. Now, I'm going to be having a lot of fun. It's a lot of heavy work to do all this. But if you've enjoyed my update and you like what I say, please subscribe to my channel and give me all the help you can, because I'm certainly going to need it. And I thank you very much for listening, and please subscribe and like my videos. Bye-bye.
Yes! Please subscribe!